Before the street disappears, she writes it down. In the sprawling, shadowed expanse of a city no longer found on any official map, a peculiar, sorrowful phenomenon unfolds with the relentless rhythm of a fading heartbeat. Each morning, with the first whisper of dawn, a street vanishes not subtly, not slowly, but utterly. Buildings, sturdy and ancient, crumble into nothingness, their stone facades dissolving like sugar in water. The vibrant tapestry of people, with their laughter and their sorrows, their mundane routines and their grand dreams, dissipates as if they were but phantoms caught in a sudden draught. Even the street's very name once etched deeply into the collective memory of the city, and its inhabitants dissolves into the ether, as if it had never etched its indelible existence upon the urban landscape. The air, too, grows thinner in those newly vacant spaces, carrying with it the phantom scent of vanished lives and lost histories. Only one soul, it seems, bears solitary witness to this silent, terrifying erosion, the librarian. She is a silent sentinel in a world that, with each passing dawn, chooses to forget a little more, a diligent keeper of what is lost, even before the world itself fully realizes what it possessed. Her nights are long, stretching into the vast, lonely hours before sunrise, marked by the soft, rhythmic scuff of her worn, sensible shoes against the increasingly forgotten cobblestones of streets still clinging to existence. Guided by the flickering, melancholic glow of a brass lantern, its light casting dancing shadows that seem to stretch and distort the vanishing world around her, she navigates the city's labyrinthine passages. In her hand, clutched with the quiet tenacity of a scholar and a guardian, is a leather-bound journal, its pages thick with the accumulated wisdom of ages, or perhaps the desperate, hurried scribblings of a desperate, fleeting time. This journal is more than mere paper. It is a repository, a sanctuary, a last stand against absolute erasure. Within its ancient hallowed pages, she meticulously inscribes the ephemeral, the fleeting moments, the forgotten words, the hushed secrets, the loud declarations. She records the stories whispered on street corners, tales of love found and lost, of petty grievances and grand ambitions. She captures the echoes of laughter and mournful cries, the cacophony of city life, a symphony of horns and footsteps, alongside the profound, unsettling silence of its desolate corners. She painstakingly captures the fleeting beauty of faces, the transient expression of joy or sorrow etched into a momentary glance, the subtle nuances of human connection, a shared smile, a comforting touch, a moment of profound understanding, all before they are irrevocably swallowed by oblivion. The very air itself, thick with the scent of rain-soaked earth after a summer storm, or the metallic tang of distant industry, churning out dreams and despair, or the sweet, almost intoxicating perfume of night-blooming jasmine wafting from hidden courtyards, finds its intricate way into her meticulous records. The raw, unfiltered smells of life, of existence, of urban decay and unexpected beauty. She records them all, for they, too, are threads in the vanishing tapestry. A baker's final secret recipe scrawled on a flour-dusted card, its ingredients, a testament to generations of warmth, comfort, and culinary magic. A legacy of sustenance and simple joy, a child's vibrant sidewalk. Drawing, a momentary burst of pure, unadulterated color amidst the gray, depicting fantastical creatures, soaring superheroes, or cherished pets destined to be washed away by the next unforgiving rain or scuffed into obscurity by countless passing feet. The pulsating, melancholic rhythm of a jazz club, its improvisational notes improvising through the smoky haze of 1,000 nights, each melody a story, each beat a heartbeat now long gone, its vibrant harmonies fading from the world's collective consciousness. All these ephemeral fragments of life, of memory, of shared human experience, are meticulously inscribed with a hand that aches from the effort, but never falters, into her vast, ever-growing archive of fading places, a monumental testament against the relentless, unforgiving tide of forgetting. This journal, her life's work, is a monument to what was, a whisper against the silence of what is no more. Each inscription is not merely a record. It is a battle won against the encroaching darkness, a small defiance against the inevitable, an act of sacred remembrance. Her hand, though steady in its purpose, often trembles with the immense weight of the task, the sheer, crushing magnitude of what she is desperately trying to preserve. The silence of the vanishing streets is not merely an absence of sound, it is profound, a heavy, suffocating cloak draped over the entire city, muffling its cries and its memories. And in that ever-deepening silence, her pen scratches, a lonely, persistent sound, a tiny spark of light against the overwhelming gloom, refusing to be extinguished. But now a chilling, terrifying acceleration has taken hold, a frantic quickening of the city's demise. The streets are disappearing faster, their departure more abrupt, more absolute, a sudden, violent tearing of the fabric of reality. The whispers of the vanishing grow louder, more insistent, no longer subtle premonitions but a deafening roar of an impending crescendo of loss. A single street per day has become two, then three, then a blur of nameless absences, whole districts wiped clean from the city's face, leaving behind only an unsettling void. The journal, once a comforting companion and a testament to her quiet dedication, now feels like an unbearable burden, its pages filling with an alarming, horrifying speed, each new entry a stark, undeniable record of irreparable harm, a fresh wound in the heart of the city. One evening, as the first stars prick the velvet canvas of the indifferent night sky, casting their distant cold light upon a city that cares, not for their ancient, unwavering glow, she sits beneath the flickering gaslight of her small, secluded study, her lantern, still warm from her nightly rounds, its brass casing, radiating the residual heat of countless expeditions into the encroaching void, casts long, shifting shadows across the meticulously organized shelves, filled with books that hold stories of worlds, both real and imagined, of histories preserved and futures foretold. With a heavy sigh, a sound that seems to carry the cumulative weariness of centuries, the quiet despair of a world slowly unraveling, she opens her journal to a new, pristine, terrifyingly blank page, ready to record the latest casualties of oblivion, bracing herself for the fresh agony of loss. And then she sees it, a name rendered in the familiar, unmistakable script of her own hand, yet foreign in its context, chillingly, agonizingly out of place. Her own address, the place she has called home for decades, the quiet sanctuary where she retreats from the city's relentless unraveling, a haven of books and quiet contemplation. It is listed, undeniably, unequivocally, on the next page of Vanishings, a premonition that has become a prophecy, a death sentence for her own existence. The ink, usually so precise and unwavering, so steadfast in its mission to preserve, seems to waver on the page, blurring slightly, mirroring the sudden, violent tremor that seizes her entire being. Her breath catches in her throat, a gasp of pure, unadulterated shock. A cold, desolate wave of realization washes over her, a tide of terror so profound. It threatens to engulf her very being, to drown her in its icy depths. The keeper of memories, the guardian, against forgetting, the last bastion of remembrance, is now herself slated for absolute, merciless erasure. Her meticulously constructed world, built on the fragile foundation of preserved moments, of whispered histories and forgotten melodies, teeters on the brink of non-existence, ready to crumble into the same nothingness she has so valiantly fought against. Her past, her present, her very identity, her entire life's purpose, all are threatened with immediate, irrevocable dissolution. And in that stark, horrifying moment of revelation, bathed in the anemic glow of her lantern, she faces a choice, a cruel, impossible dilemma that gnaws at the very core of her purpose, a decision that will echo through the city's silent, forgotten corridors, if there are any left to echo through. Will she turn the page, allowing her own story, her own existence, her very essence to be swallowed by the inexorable, ravenous tide of oblivion? A final, ultimate sacrifice in her endless, desperate quest to preserve the stories of others, to ensure that some fragment of human experience endures. Will she, in an act of desperate self-preservation, seek a way to defy the vanishing, to save her own address, her own memories, potentially altering the very fabric of the city's slow, agonizing demise, perhaps even condemning more of it to vanish in her attempt? Or will she, by a desperate, selfless act of will, try to save the city's grand, tragic narrative, to record its final, agonizing breath, its last whispered secrets, even if it means her own memories? Her own being will be utterly erased along with it, becoming just another forgotten street in a forgotten city. The answer, like the city itself, hangs suspended, a fragile, agonizing question, on the precipice of absolute, terrifying non-existence. The weight of remembrance and the cost of forgetting presses down upon her, heavy and inescapable, as the first faint hint of a vanishing dawn begins to stain the eastern sky.